Test, test. Okay. hello, all, me and my wife, who are currently in the stream. Welcome. It's looking like there are not too many people here right now, so we may have to delay for now. And if others don't join, we'll just start by making some fantasy content, which I will be glad to do whether on my own or with others, but I'm hoping that others join, but you know how it is. Hopefully the sound is working out well for everybody. Yeah, we're just gonna keep waiting. I am in the chat, so feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'm just gonna keep talking. Thank you for being here, whoever you are. Me, my wife, my beautiful wife. If she's even in here. It's probably just me, I don't know. Let's see, I don't know if the gameplay audio is coming through, but it's pretty loud in my headphones. I'll go ahead and turn that down. My name's Kevin. I run Fantasy Quest Board. I'm going to use this video on my stream to kind of promote starting streaming on Twitch, doing some fun stuff like this more in the future. I'm hoping that more people are willing to jump on and support this beautiful thing that I've made where I help DMs every day. I try to every day, but you know, life gets in the way. There's my wife. She exists now. Unfortunately, you can't play this 2 players, so I hope everything is coming through all right. If anything, that is coming through. Let's see. Well, let's get a little intimate right now. Let's do this. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Welcome. I'm here. You're here. I'm just staring in your eyes right now. Not thinking about nothing but the world. And the stream. That I was prepared for it to fail. So, I'm at the ready for anything to happen. I'm hoping others join. Let's get back to this. So, as you can see behind me, my beautiful board game collection. It will grow. I'm sure of it. It's just a matter of time. I need another bookshelf. That'll help out a lot. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Everybody caught up on The Mandalorian? I am. Was the next episode's Friday? They come out Fridays? Pretty sure they come out Fridays. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. Nobody in the chat. All right. Yeah, talking to yourself is something that if you have a natural inner monologue, it's pretty easy to do. Fortunately, people who play tabletop role-play games, like I do, have a natural ability sometimes. Some people don't. But a lot of us do have a natural ability to kind of do this freestyle rant. So in the end, the best D&D players are freestyle rappers. So, and I'm just rambling on. No spoilers, says my wife. It's just the 2 of us. I can say whatever I want. They finally gave Baby Yoda a name. Is that a spoiler? I didn't say the name. Better than not. So because nobody is here yet, I'm going to go ahead and set up a little thing for anybody who wants to watch me make stuff, since my wife probably has much better things that she could be doing with her time. I mean, but what better things are there to do with your time other than support your significant other, which I highly appreciate you for doing that, honey. You are my rock. Is that a thing? That's a thing. You're the rock. You're Dwayne Johnson. Thank you for being my Dwayne Johnson. I appreciate you for that. So I'm trying to set up a side thing where I can have a spreadsheet. I know everybody loves spreadsheets. I'm gonna go off the old ignore me. I'm just setting this up, and I will continue trying to talk. This is my first stream ever, so I did have a podcast at one point, and in that podcast, I learned to be able to rant off the willy-nilly. Willy-nilly being my brain. Yes, I often call my brain the willy-nilly. Not all think of it that way, but please let me know if the mic audio is coming through. That would be appreciated. Let's see here. I am throwing my logo on. Wow. Amazing logo brought to me by my beautiful wife's brother. He is a graphic designer. Shout out Cups of Joe, Joey, cupsofjoey.com. It's his website. And I now have that set up as well. So now we can jump to the sheets if we need to. I'm going to give it about 7 more minutes. And at that time, I'll just switch over to sheets. Kind of look like this. And I'll just type some stuff. You can see it right there. And we'll be able to create some fantasy worlds together. Start by naming this spreadsheet. Let's do this stream idea. Stream quest ideas. We'll call it number 1. Traditional naming pattern of just throwing a ampersand 1 in front of it, and bam. You know I like that. If you like my stuff, let's go back to Quiplash. Looking like nothing has changed. All right, sounds good. I literally can't start the stream yet. Need more people to join. Let's see here. Talking to myself, and I love it anyway because I'm the only person I listen to. My wife can back me up on that. Already have 3 followers. That's pretty awesome on Twitch, and hopefully that grows. Just a matter of time, right? Let's see. Tell you a little bit about myself. I live in Cincinnati, as you could see from my post. My posts. I currently am employed. I'm lucky enough to be employed. Very lucky of me. A lot of people aren't like that right now. We live in a weird world. And don't mind me. I'm just messing with some stuff on the Twitch end, the old Twitch end over here. Twitch end is not what I call the end of a pencil. I don't. That was weird. That's a weird joke, but it's okay. Nobody's here to hear me befamble. Befamble is a word I just made up. I'm pretty good at that, making up words. Since I don't know typical words, English words. Let's get back to being intimate. Let's look at this. I have this camera angle set up, which shows off my awesome board games. I also put a nice display of some stuff up here. Some Dungeons and Dragons, one of the greatest tabletop role-playing games of all time. Style setup. Looks pretty good, I'd say. Yeah. But then I also have this camera angle right here. Shows you what my laptop sees. Hello, laptop. Thank you for helping me run this stream. It's very nice of you. Gives you a better angle. There's my pull-up bar. Oh, wrong side. And I can't. Okay, there it is, right there. I'm pointing at it. That thing is used to defy gravity. So what I do is I grab it, and then I use my muscles to pull myself upward. And it grows mass on my arms. I have these things where I collect atoms. Not atoms. I'm not a doctor. But yeah, I like to talk to myself, apparently, and that's what I'm doing. Let's go back to the original camera. I like this camera better, straight on, more intimate, happier. The other one's kind of cool. Shows off these little. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to do this better. Give me time, people. Give me time. This is my first stream. Why are you judging me? 2 more minutes, and I'm giving up on the old Quiplash stream. Looks like a bunch of people who said that they would be in here lied to me. But that's okay. I still like you. Still like you. Still like you. Like your family. I hope you're doing good. It's a weird time. Pandemic. It's a worldwide pandemic. You know, when this first started, I didn't think to myself, whoa, there's a pandemic. I did think that. I thought, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then I was like, oh, I get to work from home. That's awesome. A couple months in, not as awesome. You know, things didn't get better. We expected it to get better. We were told it was going to get better. Less depressing subject. I did shave for this. My wife noticed, which is weird because normally she doesn't notice when I trim my beard. Usually like 2 days later, she says, hey, you trimmed your beard. I've had a beard for probably 6 years now. 6 years straight. I've trimmed it pretty short, but just constantly have a beard. Makes life easier. You don't have to constantly have 5 o'clock shadow, which is awesome. If you look over here to my right, you see an old computer that I got to take care of. Risk. Lord of the Rings Risk. So you can tell the nerd in me. If I get out the way, you can see some of these cool board games. Dominion. Never get to play that. I love Dominion. That's a good one. You got Seasons. Wish I could play that more often. Ticket to Ride, a favorite. A common favorite. Little kids like Ticket to Ride. You got my mini board games collection over here. I keep some actual minis in this box. This is where I keep some dice. These are dice if you can't tell. This is a Dungeon Master screen. My beautiful wife got that for me for Christmas last year. Very useful. You can put whatever you need in it, and it helps literally prepare for that session. This microphone I used to use on my podcast, and now it's being used for Twitch. This is the first actual use of this camera, so that's great. I've taken maybe 2 pictures with it. I've had it for years. Look at that quality. Had it for years, and it's still this good of quality. All right, I'm jumping back. I'm officially going to give up on the Quiplash, but I can jump back to it at any moment. All you have to do is tell me in the chat. I'll try my best to pay attention. Shave the beard. You want me to shave it? You said save the beard. Yes. Well, I'm going to shave it now because you said save the beard. I have to go against the flow. I don't know. Just trying to be cool. I'm trying to be cool in front of my friends. All my thousands of followers. Oh, that's weird to say because I do have thousands of followers. They're just not on Twitch. Well, this is a sure and steady way to start growing. I might just jump on here and play some board games or play board. I would love to play board games on Twitch. Actually, that should be a thing. Good idea, Kevin. Just got to find people to do it with you. Right? No? Okay. But let us jump to... Let's do this. Let's jump back over to my Sheets page. And let me know if you can see that well. I'm going to play some music too in the background. Okay. Hopefully that music is not too loud. It doesn't cancel me out. But there we go. Excellent. So now I can play music for you. Actually, I'm going to do a couple fixes before I start here. Looking like I need to do something different here because I don't want to show my whole screen as much as I'd love for you to see everything that I got going on. I'm going to do this window capture. That much better. And then you can't see everything that's going on. Okay. I'm going to pick this one right here. Call it good. You can't see what I'm doing, but trust me, it's some good stuff over here. Some good stuff. All right, there we go. And look at that. Now we got that going on. Let's add this as well. And this should be able to play music while I am doing this, so I'm just not boring. I don't like being boring. Let's make this a little more fun. Go ahead and close out of remote play, since we are no longer doing that. But like I said, we can jump back to it whenever we need to. I'm going to go ahead and bring this full screen for me. That changes that? Yeah, that sure does, doesn't it? Alright. Well, we have this beautiful sheet. You're thinking to yourself, Kevin, what in the world is it that I can do on a spreadsheet? How is that useful? Well, you know, my wife told me turn it down a little bit. Yeah, well, I guess I'll do that. Let's see here. So what I do is I like to create a nice little sheet that I can display all the different information that I want. So I'm going to put here locations. Okay, and this will be the start of my table. So we'll make this a fancier thing, right? So we'll go in here. Now this is free. This is Google Sheets. Anybody can do this. All you need is a Google account. Okay, you jump on Google, you find the sheets. I'm not going to explain it in too much detail because most people are adults and can figure this out, right? And this is basically a free version of Microsoft Excel, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some ideas. Let's say there's a forest, right? Okay, and then let's say there is the road, you know, like travel, like a road. Okay, And then you got the tundra. You also have the let's say safari. Oh man, here's one of my weak suits. Some of you may know this, but I am a horrendous speller. That's probably not right. I can already tell by looking at it that it is spelt incorrectly. So I'm going to do this beautiful thing where I can look up how to spell things. It's saying it's right. I don't know. I can't. I honestly don't know if that is right. Looks like we got some beautiful things in the chat. Some suggestions. We have meadow. That is a amazing place. I actually might need to look up the definition of what a meadow is. Desert. Desert is whoa, can't type. Is definitely a place that a dungeon master might need to encounter. So that's enough places. Well, let's do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 2 more. We got desert, safari, meadow, forest, the road, tundra. Let's say an island. And the last one, a lake. My beautiful wife suggested a lake. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put a side border on this one. And what that's going to do is going to separate locations from the rest of these. So I'm actually going to put a side border on these as well. But I'm going to put it to the right. And that will give me some sort of distinction. I also want it on the bottom too. That'll help make it look prettier. I'll like it more. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put these things right up here, okay? So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to paste them. How about this? I'm going to do this. Paste it like that. Ugh. Then my formatting's all weird. That's okay. You live and you learn, right? Life's about making mistakes. You make a mistake here and there. You don't get mad about it. I get mad very easily, actually. I know it doesn't seem like I've been very calm during the stream. Wonder if it lets me... No, I'm just going to have to do this for every single one of them, huh? That's okay. I should have just put them up here in the first place. So this is just a simple way to create some environments and kind of brainstorm, right? So we have all these places. Next, I'm thinking we're going to take all these places and we're going to come up with a table for each of them. And this is something great to have in your repertoire as a dungeon master. I would consider myself the master of dungeons. Let's get rid of all the borders, then we'll put it on the bottom, and then we'll do a far right border here. And it'll help get rid of that. And I can actually delete where it says locations. I know. Leave me alone, okay? It's my first ever stream. I'm just trying to make it up as I go. And that I am doing. So let's make these fun, huh? So this is a forest. So how about we color it? Let's color it green. How do I do that? Well, good question. One of the problems with Google Sheets is it isn't Excel. I mean, yes, it is Excel and it's free and it's fun to have and you can add little notes and fun things that Google gives you all this stuff for free, but it's also not actually Excel. But look at this, forest, red. Hopefully the forests aren't red. That actually might be a prompt that comes up. The road. What do you suggest? Let's do orange, huh? Like a dirt road might look like back in the day. Pink can. Thank you, Tina. That is useful. Tundra. We're gonna go light blue, right? Because it's cold. Brr. I crack myself up. And you know what? If you can't crack yourself up, who can? And it is a chiropractor. The answer is a chiropractor. They can crack you up whenever they need to. Safari, we'll go with a darker yellow, orange. That's too poop colored for me. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it a little bit better. Not to be confused with the road. Luckily, it is has a different name, so you don't get them confused. And then I'm going to do a lighter green for the meadow, because I'm going to go ahead and look up what a meadow is. Whoopsie. Let's see. Meadow. A piece of grassland, especially one used for hay. Okay, so it's like a farm, right? So I'm gonna add a little note here. I'm gonna say slash farmland. Right, that sounds fun. And then I'm gonna expand that a little bit, make it a little fun. Oh man, I already have 2 orange colored things. Do I make the desert a poop orange? Island? That's gotta be orange too, right? Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm starting to panic. These color choices. I'm gonna make island orange. Like maybe you find an orange tree at the island. I'm gonna go ahead and put that so I don't forget it. Bam. Look at that. Find orange tree on an island. I know what you're thinking. Kevin, that's weird. Well, D&D's weird. It's a weird thing. We'll make that a nice blue. Ugh, that hurts my eyes. Why would you ever use that blue? Much better. That's enjoyable. So now I'm going to go ahead and come up with... we'll start with one for now, okay? One thing for each thing. So something that might come up in the forest. Let's see. What do you think, chat? No? Okay. That's because we have one viewer right now. But in the future, this might be more useful. Interactivity is what I hope for. I'm actually going to do something. I'm going to go on my Instagram and I'm going to throw up a live feed on my story. So let's go ahead and go to live and flip this old camera boy. How do I do that? Double tap the screen. There we go. I am now live on my Instagram as well. Man, look at me. I'm just a streaming master. So, welcome to the live feed. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down here. And we're going to keep going. So right now we are trying to think of something for forest. So what's something that might come up in the forest? Chat says, my beautiful wife says, other travelers rob you. So you get robbed. The party gets robbed. In a forest. Who would rob you? Let's say some Robin Hood type figure, right? Hopefully Robin Hood itself isn't, well, can't use arrows in Excel. Come on, rookie mistake. That's okay. I'm working on it. Type bandit group. Okay? That's fun. And I picked a Robin Hood type group because let's make this text wrap. That is something I like sometimes. I like how it looks. Let's not rotate it. Text wrapping, huh? Let's have it go like this, and bam. That's much prettier. Much, much prettier. Should I do it for all of it? Yes. Am I going to? No. I'm not going to waste my time. If you're confused at what's going on, hello, Instagram. I'm currently on Twitch. There is a link in my bio if you would like to join us. Currently, we are going through and adding some fantasy-themed stuff to random places we thought of. Right now, we're just messing around. Right now, we have a forest, and one of the things that might happen to your group in the forest is that they get robbed by a Robin Hood type bandit group. So let's say your group isn't rich, but let's say one of your characters has a noble background. Maybe the Robin Hood group is targeting them. Maybe the Robin Hood group is mistaking you for a rich recruit. Maybe they're recruiting you. I don't know. Robin Hood's a weird guy. You know, he does some things. I did like the comedy version. The highlight of that is Dave Chappelle was on it. That was actually fantastic. So, spider that likes to collect human trinkets. Oh goodness. We can add that to the let's see, the road, tundra, safari. Let's add it to the safari. I feel like you might run into a spider in the safari, right? Human trinkets. Oh, I don't know how to spell trinkets. Oh, it's written right there, so that is helpful. And it's not wrapping. All right, I guess I'll go through and fix it. Amazing thing, this Google. Excuse my dogs, they are misbehaved. Probably because I raised them, and I am a bad trainer, some would say. If you're interested to seeing what's going on, my stream is in my bio. I'm streaming on Twitch. You can find me under Questmaker. If you look it up, you can see I have a Google Doc sheet up, a Google Sheets, actually, sheet up. And we're going through and we're making some fun stuff to maybe use in a D&D setting, in a tabletop RPG setting. So I'm going to show you a cool thing I have here. This is it's actually a Dungeon Master screen that's made for Pathfinder. And if you open it up, it has all these slots in it. And in the slots, you can actually take these pieces of paper out. I don't want to take it fully out because they are a hassle to get in and out. But if you take this out, you can, honestly, you don't even have to take it out. I'm mad that I took that far out because how am I going to get that back in? Anyway, go ahead and put that back in. You can put anything you want in here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm making a nice spreadsheet. Looks kind of like this so far. We haven't done much. And what we're going to do is a little inception here for the people who are watching it on stream. We're going to go through and we're going to make something for each of these different locations that you might get in. So as a Dungeon Master, you might have a big map that you're traveling and your party finds that they might be in a forest or in the road, and you might need some random events to pop up. Hello, everybody. Hello, Bearded Sheep. Christopher, Personal. Thank you for waving, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you for the question, Neo-Generous. Very generous of you, right? So Jay Gomez says, the party comes across a village of anthropomorphic animals that have had awakened spell cast on them. All right, let's do that in the farmland. Party comes across, I gotta type it all up. Once again, if you do want to see the spreadsheet, it is on Twitch. I also have some nice music playing in the background on Twitch too. Drowns out a little bit of the boringness of my voice, but I will be doing this until 9 o'clock. A lot of rambling on my part, but that's okay. I like rambling. I'm a Dungeon Master, which means I like talking. I like talking. Thank you to everybody who is in the stream right now. I appreciate your support constantly. Ivernus, appreciate you. Jake, yes. I don't know you're saying me too about because I have already forgotten. Some anthropomorphic. How do you spell anthropomorphic? Jesus. Can't hear the music anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that back on. Going to my stream setup, and I'm going to turn the music up. It may just be a quieter song, maybe. It looks like it's playing over here. And there's that. Hopefully that helps. Looks like it is playing again, and I hope it is not too loud. Here we go. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties. Jumping right back to the spreadsheet. I'm going to go back to the comment that our good friend left. Doggos. I do have dogs. Thank you for noticing. They do this thing where they bark when I want them to not bark. Anthropomorphic. Oh my gosh. So if any of you love my quests, you know that I commonly make spelling mistakes. Now, this is a problem that I've dealt with since I was since before I could spell, but I just never grew out of it. And you know what? That's okay. Some of us aren't good at spelling. Some of us are good at dungeon mastering. And I'll take the latter. Right? The latter's the second one. Anthropomorphic. I'm looking at my do. I don't know where I'm at. Please bear with me. This is my first time ever streaming live, so I am not exactly lined up perfectly, but I will. This is definitely something I would like to do more often, and would love to get your input on whatever it is that you think should be added to these. I'm going to go ahead and type. Give me a second. All right, there's that. So let me read this and make sure that I did it correctly. Party comes across anthropomorphic animals that had Awaken spell cast on them. So what that means, if you don't know, is an anthropomorphic animal is an animal that, well, we can Google search the actual meaning of it, but if they've had the Awaken spell cast on them, that means that they are sentient. So now these animals are able to communicate with you. So you might come across a small village of, like, raccoons, which I commonly call trash pandas, and I think everybody should. And that is a Guardians of the Galaxy reference. In the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I'm going to go ahead and put this back. Rocket the Raccoon is called a trash panda, and I absolutely loved it. Something else I recently found out was that penguins translated in Chinese directly translates to, now don't quote me, but I'm also saying directly, translates to dressed up goose, or it's like tuxedo goose, or something cute like that, and it's really lovely. Conrad says, really love the page. You come up with some super great ideas, and I agree. I do come up with some super great ideas, but my page wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So I appreciate you more than you appreciate me, whether you like it or not. So I was looking up anthropomorphic. Oh my god, I have to spell this word again. There it is. That's what I love about Google. Unfortunately, I overuse Google when it comes to correcting my spelling, so I'm never going to get better at it. Let's see here. Anthropomorphic, relating to or characterized by anthropomorphism. Thank you, Google. Thank you so much. That is the most useful definition I've ever read in my life. Having human characteristics. So let's say you come across, your party is traveling through the meadows and farmland, and you find a group of raccoon people. We'll throw in, because he says anthropomorphic animals, and I like the idea of a society, like Over the Hedge, if you've ever seen that beautiful movie. Thank you, everybody who's waving. Welcome. So raccoons, possums, raven maybe. I have promoted on my stream before, I've promoted on my page before Humblewood, which is a tabletop role-playing expansion for Dungeons & Dragons 5e that has a, hello Mountains Creek. It has a little fun story that's filled with little anthropomorphic animals that you could add into your game, and it's kind of fun to sit back and enjoy it that way. A business goose, my wife is saying, yes. That is the direct translation of Mountains Creek says hello again. We'll just go back and forth and say hello nonstop until one of us stops. But a business goose is what the Chinese definition of a penguin is. That's what they call them, business geese. I wish we called them business geese, but apparently we don't. So let's go back to the road. Earlier, my wife suggested that the wagon might break down, so the wagon breaks down. If I could type. Breaks down. All right. That might be a random event that you throw in there. You could say, how would you describe that? So I would describe it as maybe the engineer of the group, if there's a party member who's proficient in fixing wooden things and often works on the wagon. Whoever's wagon it is might be oblivious to it. Might even do a perception check to notice it before it happens. But the road starts to get a little bit bumpy. Maybe it's a rocky road. Maybe there was a recent heavy rain and it caused the rocks to kind of come out on the road, and the wagon starts to get a little bit rumbly and one of the wheels breaks. So how do you fix this problem? Do one of the players would have to figure it out, but do one of the players fix the wheel? They take the time, glue it back together with what? Like they would have to figure that out. You would have to figure that out with them. Part of being a good dungeon master is to work with your players and help them kind of use some creative ways. When somebody says, I fixed the wheel, me as a dungeon master, I might throw out, how do you fix the wheel? And I would want more details, but I'm not going to push you to give me an outrageous way. So I don't want you to just have fixed the wheel and have it be done. Hello, Eric. Welcome to the stream here. The old Facebook. I guess it technically is owned by Facebook. Ivan, welcome. But I would have them describe it in a way. And I usually love to hear players' descriptions of the things that they're doing. And it's always so great to hear the amazing things that people think of that aren't your ideas, because for me, it's like my mind goes to one direction, and when somebody else comes up with something else, and it just blows me away how creative other people can be. But yeah, let's say they can't think of anything, they ask for help, and so maybe if they were proficient in nature, maybe they're able to find a type of herb that secretes a sap, and they take that and they glue the wheel back together and they put it back on, and depending on how good of a job they do is how long it would take to fix this. Now, if they take a long time, maybe they get attacked. Maybe they get attacked by wolves. They could get attacked by goblins, depending on what level they are. Welcome to my live stream, everybody who's newer. What I'm currently doing is I am on Twitch right now. There's a link in my bio, and I am filling out a spreadsheet where I'm making up some fun things that you could have happen in different areas. Right now, let's work on Tundra. So my wife says back to the wagon breaks down thing. Speaking of which, that is misspelled, and I will fix right now. She said that they turn their shoes into the outside of the wheel. Yes, that is a way you could do it. That you just take 2 sticks, tie them together, and put shoes on the end of it, and you have a makeshift wheel. Bam, problem solved. Not going to be the most useful, but it will help get over the rocks, which broke the wheel in the first place. Okay, so a tundra. A tundra is very cold. I thought of tundra because it's a cold place, and I want to throw that in there as well. A tundra, you might have to go across a frozen lake. So the party has to travel. Right? And then the lake starts to crack. The ice on the lake starts to crack. And that is scary. If you're good at swimming, maybe it's a little bit better. Uh, ooh, gosh. Oh, man. I never use this keyboard, so. There we go. All better. If there's any spelling mistakes, please tell me. Let me know. I will be glad to fix it. They can't find wood to make a fire. We'll throw that in here. The party starts to get cold. Cold with no natural source of wood in sight. All right, there's 2 for tundra. So desert. Let's see here. What could potentially happen in the desert? Scorpions attack the party. Oh, we already got spiders in the safari. Let's go back to that. So as our safari answer, we have there's a spider that likes to collect human trinkets. So the spider maybe injects its venom into the people and paralyzes them, much like in Lord of the Rings. He likes to eat their blood alive, yes, like many spider do. Spider kind of messed up. Morticia Adams said, what is normal to the spider is chaos to the fly. Riz said on Twitch, they may need to break the wagon to get the wood. Yes, in this case, if you're in the tundra and your wagon is still, you have a wagon with you, an option could definitely be to break a piece of the wagon. Now, how much you need to break would be dependent on the conditions. So if it's super cold, obviously you're going to need a lot of wood, and you might have to just completely destroy your wagon. Now, if you're carrying a bunch of stuff on the wagon, then that's going to be a rough thing, because then how are you going to store that? So I don't suggest it. I wouldn't suggest it as a DM. I'd be like, well, so there are some consequences to your actions here. If you use the wagon, 1, your wagon's going to be a little bit more ugly, and 2, there is a chance if you use too much wood that your wagon will no longer be functional. Now, obviously, you're going to start by taking like the side panels and stuff like that, but who's to say stuff won't fall out? So let's go to the desert. Deserts get cold at night, and hot during the day. Yes, we do not want an ugly wagon. That is correct. Thank you. What's something that could happen in the desert? Let's say cactus. There's a species of cactus. Now, bear with me here. A species of cactus that is similar to a landmine. Okay, and when you step on it, it explodes. And when it explodes, it shoots needles everywhere, and the needles are coated in a poison that could potentially paralyze or poison your party members. I'm a mad genius, so that's why I thought of that. Cactus. So party runs into a landmine-like field that has underground cactuses. Yes, death cactuses. Oh gosh, how do you spell cactus? C-A-T-U-S-I-S? Oh no, that's not right. Oh, it's funny that I spell things and I immediately know that they're spelt wrong, but I don't know how to spell them right. Green, I'll put, thank you, chat. T-U-S. So the party runs into a landmine-like field that has an underground, you crazy, crazy boy. You typed in group. You want to put ground. Underground cactuses. Right? No, I don't know. Field that has underground cactuses that explode with needles. We'll say poison needles. Nope, nope, nope. This is the bane of my existence, and I'm doing it in front of hundreds of people. Yeah, so anybody in the chat, you want to add to anything that I'm doing here, please feel free to say something. All things are welcome. If you are unaware of what I'm doing, I have 8 different random places that we've picked as a group, and we're going to add several things that could happen to your party in those things, and this could be something that you would add to your Dungeon Master screen so that if your party is ever in these areas, they can use it. Okay. Explode and hurt the party. I'm going to avoid poison. Oh, my beautiful wife typed it out for me. Poison. Now that's just one of those words that just don't look right. You ever look at a word for so long that you're just like, there's something about this word that just is not right. Poison is one of those words. So party runs into a landmine-like field that has underground cactuses that explode poison needles everywhere. All right. And that is a, let's redo, I did orange because I was making fun of the color that I chose, but I like to think, what about like a orange, what are those fancy birds, tropical birds, like a, not a pelican, G-E, toucan, like bird. And what does that toucan do? Oh, flamingo. Okay, I like flamingo. We'll go with that. Flamingos, if you do not know, are typically pink, so that's kind of fun. An orange flamingo-like bird on the island. And when you're on an island, I like toucan too. What if let's go full Avatar The Last Airbender and combine them. Let's say it's a flamingo toucan, right? And what does this bird do? This bird is able to find coconuts easily, or it is able to, maybe it talks to the party. And, you know, kind of like a tropical bird might repeat itself. But instead of saying like, I want a cracker, maybe it'll say something like, we got some dog action. Flamey can. What is a flamey can? Riz? How do you want me to say that, Riz? Is it, you want me to say Riz or you want me to say Riz every time? Flamey can. Flamey can. Like a flamingo toucan. I'll put that next to it. And then I'll put it in parentheses. And we just named this beautiful, beautiful bird. If anybody would like to draw that for me, I'm not a very good drawer. But I like the idea of a flamingo with a giant toucan-like beak, and it would use that beak to maybe crush some coconuts easily. But it talks to the party kind of like a parrot would, and it tells them about a nearby hidden treasure. Maybe he says, X marks the spot. And that is a fun hello, Mimic. Welcome to the live here. We're actually on Twitch right now. If you want to, thank you for the like. We're actually on Twitch right now. If you'd like to join, what we're doing is we're kind of brainstorming some fun things that could happen to your party in different atmospheres. So different, I don't want to say hemispheres, but different type of locations. So right now we have a forest, a road, a tundra, a safari, a meadow / farmland, a desert, an island, and a lake. So next we have lake. And Riz says, one of a hybrid animal that escapes from a mad scientist's lab that exists in the deep level of the island. So yes, that's the flamingo toucan. We can say is a hybrid animal because it's a flamingo toucan. The flammican. What? Flammican. I like that. Flammican. That's a good pronunciation of that. And it escaped from a mad scientist lab that exists in the deep level of the island. So this mad scientist might be a that's hilarious. Bossman Reed 01 says, my brother made a cursed bag of holding that turned all items into cow poo. Your brother is evil. Your brother is a mean person and extremely creative, and I would love to play Dungeons and Dragons with them because that sounds absolutely hilarious. Now, are you going to upset your players? That's like a rule that every dungeon master I don't necessarily should follow, but a rule that a lot of dungeon masters state is that you should never take away items from your characters. But if their actions cause them to get their items taken away, then maybe it's a little bit more justified. Now, turning their +1 sword into poo because they accidentally put it in the bag without knowing is kind of mean, but hilarious and makes for a fun table. If everybody's on page and agrees that that is not upsetting. Lamazing says, feeling like a Spy Kids theme with the island. It definitely does have a little bit of a Spy Kids theme. All we need is George Lopez as the villain here. Bossman says, oh, he definitely made the players mad. Yeah, I don't doubt it. He never told them because they never investigated it. Well, that makes sense. Like, if you don't want your stuff to be turned into poo, then investigate. That's the main thing I stick with. It'd be QZM Batman 2001 says it'd be cool if there was a griffin-like creature that was a flamingo/ocelot. That does sound pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure Harry Potter has one of those. I'm just kidding. No, it doesn't. Modest Mimic does mention that Lava Girl is a thing. So is Shark Boy. Shark Boy also is a werewolf, if you've ever seen the Twilight series, played by the same actor. What's his name? Taylor Lautner. He's from Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is somewhere I used to live, actually. So cheers to that. He's actually a pretty cool guy. As far as I know. I don't know him personally. He might be lame. But I digress. Let's move on and think of something that might happen at a lake. Anybody? Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. Now you know. And if you don't know, now you know. Look into the Dreamweaver spiders in the older D&D monster manual. Let's look that up. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and look this up on Twitch. So, I'm sorry. Spider. And then we'll throw in. So, they actually did make a Dreamweaver Spider Magic the Gathering card. So, that's pretty cool. It's a legendary creature. Awesome. Looks super epic. So, the artwork is a colossal size spider, and it collects people in what looks to be eggs in its Dreamweaver nest and eats them. That is pretty intense. If you can't see it here, let's see if I can zoom in on this. Nah, it's not working. But here you can see the person is all blown up. So that's pretty scary. That's a scary thought. If you do not like spiders, please look away. I like this antelope that is a brave spider, and talk about efficient. I feel like that is a very efficient way to catch some bugs. We'll put in Dungeons and Dragons and see what comes up. And if that doesn't bring it up, Trickster Spider Fae. See you later, Mimic. Thank you for having. Thank me for having you. No. Thanks for coming to the stream. I appreciate you showing up. Let's see here. No, I don't want to let this thing do whatever it is. So this is a 5e version of this Dreamweaver. Let's see. On Twitch, hopefully you can see that. Looks like. This is a difficult encounter. No, it's a challenge rating 7, but it's got some regional effects. It's got some lair actions. I think they did not make the challenging. Oh, that's the face spider. That's why. Okay. Don't mind me, just not reading it correctly. It's got some spellcasting abilities. Spider climb, obviously. Web sense, web walker, traditional. Etherealness. The Dreamweaver can magically enter the ethereal plane. So it's kind of like a phase spider, if you've ever seen that. The water in the lake turns to gold when placed in a certain container. Oh, I like that. But here's something that you have to keep in mind. When you give your players something that creates gold like that, you have to make sure that you're not overdoing it. Hello, Ian. Thank you for the thumbs up. So when you give the players lake water that turns into gold when it's put in something, they're going to abuse it, right? And they're going to try to make as much gold as possible and cash that in for some pretty cool magic items down the road. And you don't want to just give them a bunch of gold and steal stuff from them. But that would imbalance the game and make it difficult for you as a dungeon master, because then you have to take the money away. But I do like the idea of the lake water turning into something. Adian Mark says, hey man, great content. I gotta go, but I wanted to pop in and say you're doing great. Keep being you, man. I will keep being me. In fact, I have no choice but to be me, and I plan on keeping on doing that for as long as I can. And I can't change that. So I'm just going to keep doing it, and I appreciate your advice. I appreciate your support. Everybody who's on here right now, lovely to have you. Thank you for showing up, throwing out ideas. Let's come up with another lake thing. So in the lake, maybe let's play with this idea of the water turns into gold. But let's say if you try to purchase anything with the golden water, it turns back into water. I don't know. What do you think? If you want to go with strange guests on your island, look into a race called Wriggled. They're kind of cool and creepy. Rockseer elves are also unique. Yes, that is awesome. I'm going to add that. Go ahead and add that to the island. So let's say there's some Wriggleds on the island. They're a strange type of... Are the Wriggleds the... Oh, no, you're saying the Rockseer elves are a unique thing in itself. I see. And we'll go back to that as soon as we flesh out this lake water idea. So lake water... And my dog's in the background, if you can see him. And there is my daughter. Her name is Gamora. Obviously, I have a theme going on here. And there goes Strider. Strider is a reference to Lord of the Rings, if you do not know. Gold water has a curse associated with it. Every gold thing sold curses the seller. Like Pirates of the Caribbean. I love that idea. All the creatures I've mentioned do appear in older D&D monster manuals. Hey, that's okay. You'd be surprised at how many things have been converted because of amazing communities like mine. Am I getting ready for a D&D session? Says QZ Batman 2001. Hey, he was from my Instagram and he kind of switched over. I'm not currently getting ready, but I guess I'm always preparing for dungeon mastering. That is the curse and the blessing of being a dungeon master, is you're always prepping for a session that might never happen, but in the end, it's what makes you happy. And what makes me happy is making cool content like this for you guys and helping others kind of come up with some fun stuff. So lake water that turns into gold. into gold. But if the gold is spent on anything, it curses the seller. Which is amazing. I like the like Pirates of the Caribbean, but unfortunately, there is a very easy spell that a wizard could learn called Remove Curse. That would temporarily help your affliction here. But you could say that within 24 hours, the curse comes back. There's a pair of big glowing gold eyes indicate something lurking deep down in the lake. Oh, I love that. I'm going to go ahead and add that to our prompt here. If the party looks deep into the lake, they see some glowing gold eyes. Let's say they're large glowing gold eyes. That just got really epic, and I like it. I like it a lot. Keep them coming, guys. That is excellent. Oh, 'cause I'm the Batman. Oh, I love it. Okay, that makes sense. I'm over here saying you're Koozie. Koozie, I'm Batman. No, 'cause I'm the Batman. Which Batman are you? Are you George Clooney Batman? Are you are you Adam West Batman? 2001. So you must be the not the most recent. I guess Ben Affleck is the most recent Batman. Yep. Large would be a better word, sir. Yes, large. Large, gratuitous, giant, colossal. I like colossal a lot. I like to, if you haven't noticed. Depends on the party, says Ian. Bossman Reed01 says the cursed gold becomes like the character's blood. Every time it's spent, their HP drops. I like that. So the curse could be that they have they have to do a save every so often, that they don't have possession of the gold every day maybe, and at the beginning of the day they have to roll for damage if they are unable to do a successful Constitution saving throw, and that would curse them and seek out the gold. So let's say you need something to help further along your campaign. I'm not saying railroad your players, but if they take this gold, they spend it. Money, blood curse. Yes, it's like a blood diamond, right? Except for that is a messed up subject, and we'll get back on that some other time. But depends on what mood I'm in. 'Cause I'm Batman, apparently is all the Batman, depending on whatever mood he is in. But the cursed blood money, they give the gold to a merchant, get this really cool thing, and they realize that they are now cursed, and they take damage every morning, and have to go back to the merchant, and they're like, here's your stuff back, give me the gold back so I can break this curse. And the merchant maybe says, oh, I already gave that gold to another merchant who is traveling to this town, which you might need your characters to travel to. And there you go, is a nice hook to maybe encourage your players to go that town. But I would never push my players. Thank you, Bossman Reed, for the nice thumbs up there. I guess I take that as a compliment. Riz says, but what if the eyes only seen by one of the members of the party? The eyes are only seen by one of the members of the party, and when the other members are looking up into the eyes, they didn't see anything. Only that one party member. So yes, I see what you're saying is that they look down into the lake, and only one person can see the eyes. Maybe, yes. I would say anybody with dark vision or ability to see into magical darkness might be able to see it, and then they could inform the other people. But I don't know. Maybe only if you're cursed by the gold can you see the gold eyes. And a beautiful thing about having something like giant gold eyes in a lake that only one person can see is the Cthulhu factor, right? It's the fear of the unknown. So even if the players dive to the deepest part of that lake, you want that, yes, dark vision or high perception is a great example of a way that they could see the gold eyes. But you want to create this illusion of this scary thing, right? I'm going to go ahead and take these off, because I don't even know why I'm wearing that. Actually, it probably made me talk louder for you guys to hear me. But a shadow dragon of the lake, that's actually a pretty good one. That sounds pretty awesome. But if you want to install fear into your players, have that thing like lurk around them, right? So let's say one of your characters are cursed by this gold curse, and they see the eyes in the bottom of the lake, and that's the first time they see it. Now, whenever they look into any body of water, they might see these eyes just staring back into them, kind of like the eye of Sauron, just deep piercing into their soul, and only they can see it. And the thing you want, like something that makes Sauron cool, is that there's stories of previous battles where he's fought, and you get to see the eye in the tower, but you never, the characters never confront Sauron. It's this overlurking danger that might be there, or that is 100% there because it affects the world around them. But as soon as you make it a thing like a shadow dragon, which is a cool idea and could eventually be a thing, but as soon as you make it a thing, that threat, that scariness of that thing goes away. And part of being a dungeon master, part of the fun of being a dungeon master is continuously, I don't want to say torturing them, but scaring them with this thing. The eyes wink. You're looking deeply into the eyes, and then one of them is just like, maybe it's not taken in a dirty way, but the eyes wink at you. Oh, what if it's the warlock, and it might be their patron who is winking at them to let them know, hey, that would be a commercial D&D campaign. Yes, that definitely would, and that would be fun. So we're back. Let's move on. I'm loving these ideas. Let's try to come up with something new for a forest. Now, a forest has been done a million times. The previous thing that we have here is that the party gets robbed by a Robin Hood type bandit group. Those darn Robin Hoods. Now, if the party has a ton of money, like I said earlier, you don't want to take away party stuff. If you're taking away the money of the party, they're not going to be happy with you. So I would suggest these Robin Hood types at least be somewhat friendly, and then if the party, which they most likely will, attacks the Robin Hood group, then a fight could proceed, and you could note how amazing of a shot the Robin Hood figure is, and his merry, merry men. Manly men. But yes, what is a forest idea? Does anybody have one? Let me try to think of one here. So forest is just so lame, right? So we got talking trees, anthropomorphic trees I like Treebeard himself. Who here is a fan of Fable? The Fable games. There is a feature, in the original, well, in all of the Fable games, actually, there are things called demon doors, and the demon doors make you do like a certain thing to open the door. And maybe in the forest there's a deep crevasse. Bossman Reed says yes, he loves the Fable games. Yes, me too. Fable 1 is one of my deepest inspirations for being into the fantasy genre. It is amazing. Unfortunately, I feel like Fable 2 and 3, thank you for the like, do get a little dull. But I was obsessed with the original Fable game, and I played it a lot, nonstop, beat the crap out of it. But the party goes into a deep crevice. Let's preach. Thank you, Mimic. Hey, welcome back. Yes, a preacher. I am a preacher. Preach to the D&D gods. Thank you, Fable 1, for getting me hooked. Actually, I played D&D from an early age. Why, I imagine a Deku tree like instead of a door. I do like that idea. I'm going to go ahead and throw up a mysterious being. So in this deep, the group goes into a deep area of the woods. If anybody's hiked in a Boss Man Read, I'll get to you in a second. If anybody's gone hiking at Hocking Hills, there's some really cool inspiration. It's easy to find inspiration from things when you look at the world around you. And something fun to do is go hiking. It's healthy. I highly suggest being healthy, getting out there, walking, whatever you can do. Hiking is actually extremely useful in times like this because you can socially distance yourself from others while still taking in the environment around you. You'll be surprised at what you get inspired by. But in this case, the party goes deep into the woods. In the area of the woods, surrounded by rock. That's spelt wrong, but that's okay. And finds, and we'll put a Deku tree. / demon door that offers them a magical item for a specific task. That sounds fantastic. That actually sounds very fun. Stole an idea from the Kingdom of Allure game. Oh, I actually have that game. But an ent that had been cursed to be a human and needs to be switched back. That is awesome. That actually makes me think of my dog is now in here with me. But in the newest God of War game, there is a god, I don't know if he's a demigod. He's a god. He's a god of knowledge. And Odin himself had stuck him to a tree, and all he could do for eternity is observe. And he's combined with this tree, and is just so epic. So epic. Sorry, a little bit of distraction going on. All's good. We're back. Cause I'm Batman says, one of my players made a blood pact with a magical salesman who was secretly the big bad evil guy to protect them, so every time he confronted the party, my player couldn't touch him and would defend him from my other players. Interesting. So he picked up a pact with this this magic salesman to protect the other players. So he had to do whatever he said, or what was it that he had to do for this salesman? I'm interested. Back to you, Bossman Reed. An ent that was cursed. I'm going to add that in. That is actually a really good idea. Even though it's stolen, we'll forgive you, because I never steal things. I never steal ideas. Never. And if you ever find an idea that I stole, somebody else did it. It was not me. So an ent that was cursed. So a human that was cursed to become an ent. And in tabletop RPG, D&D 5e, or Dungeons and Dragons in general, ents are trents, I believe. Same difference. I mean, you call him an ent at your table if you would like. It's easier. Call him Treebeard. Who cares? But that would be stealing, and that is wrong. A human that was cursed to be an ent and needs to be switched back and wants to be switched back. And ask the party for help. Awesome. Oh, we are making some headway here, guys. We have 3 things for forest, 1 for the road, 2 for tundra, 1 for safari, 1 for meadows/farmlands, 1 for the desert, 2 for the island, which we have to get back to because we need to look up what these wrigglets are. And then 1 for a lake. And the 1 for the lake is crazy in depth because you guys just keep coming up with awesome ideas. Bossman Reed 001, who's jumping back and forth from Twitch, and I can't keep up. No, I'm keeping up just fine. Don't worry about it. My favorite magic weapon I made was a longbow that shot war hammers instead of arrows. Ouch. If my DM gave me a longbow that shot war hammers, I would worship the ground that they walk on. Got to go make a patrol here at work. All right. I'll come back if you're still on when I'm done. Awesome. I will be on until 9 o'clock, so make it a quick one. It's been great having you. If we don't see you again, I appreciate it. Wrigglets are tall and angular, looking something like ugly elves that with flat faces and an extra finger on each hand. The origin is unknown even to them, but they seem unconcerned about preserving their past or their heritage. Their only passion is magic. What? Who doesn't know their origins? I mean, come on. Us as humans, we clearly know our origins. We know what created the universe and all that, right? We don't have... It's not like history stops 10,000 years in the past, or 2,000, whatever. Whatever you believe. So... that's a good thing for an island idea. That is a good thing for an island idea because they don't know where they come from. There's some wrigglets on the island who don't know their origins, but welcome the party as if they were one of their own. When you're ugly, apparently... wrigglets they look something like ugly elves. Elves are known for their beauty. And if you're an ugly elf, chances are, when you contact other beings, because you're ugly, you're more willing to accept them for what they are. That's a beautiful thing about being ugly is, trust me, I know, is that you learn to accept things more, right? When you judge everything by its beauty, you get this horrible perception of the world. Because I'm Batman 2001 says, by the way, you should have a young boy with baggy clothes meet the party on the road. After the party trusts them, make them be a secret werebear. All right. I will type that out now. The party comes across a young boy who is secretly, a young boy wearing baggy clothes and is secretly a lycanthrope. Chat, please help me with the spelling of that if it's spelt wrong, and then I'll put in parentheses here a werebear. I'm sorry if you're chatting with me on YouTube chat. I actually do not have access to that. Actually, I might be able to pull it up. Let's see here. bookmarks. Bring up my YouTube chat. See what we got going on here. Wow, what a beautiful channel. If I saw this channel, I would absolutely love it. Oh, I do. Let's see here. I'm going to have to go ahead and mute this as soon as it pops up. Hey, there I am. Look at that. Looks like my brother is on YouTube. Party of him. Nowhere to go but up. Yes, thank you, Michael. Thank you, Sour Power. If you have any chat ideas, throw it out there. I will be glad. Or any quest ideas, I'll throw it out there. And we will add it to the beautiful, beautiful list of quest ideas. Hello, beautiful. My small daughter is over there being cutie pie. So the party comes across a young boy wearing baggy clothes is secretly a lycanthrope werebear. We'll stick to that for now and get back to it if we want to add to it. If anybody has ideas, please throw it out there. They do have to fight them. That I'll imply that depending on the situation, right? Thank you, because I'm Batman, for that beautiful suggestion. Can they have something building or anything that becomes a place for Regalids worshipped? Reminds me of the locker in Men in Black. That at the very end, what a twist they threw out with that freaking locker. That is a movie that holds up to this day. Beautiful, beautiful. The comedy, even like Men in Black 3 was pretty good. Like, I barely remember it, but I know it was good. But yes, they have a building that becomes a place. That is a cool idea, like a door that's actually like a portal that opens up. When you open it up, it's just like this beautiful, colossal place of worship for the regalids on the island. That makes things kind of fun. A safari. So my brain is going to Pokemon Safari, if anybody here has played that. And maybe there's just all sorts of wild animals roaming in the safari. And what could we make with a quest with all sorts of roaming wild animals? Anything come to mind? Let me know. Let's see. All I can is gotta catch them all, Pokemon style, throwing out Pokeballs. If you haven't before, I highly suggest, if you like Pokemon or your players like Pokemon, I highly suggest throwing in maybe a Pokemon in your game and have them evolve over time and have them be like a party, one of your party members, maybe the Druid or whoever raises this Pokemon, have it be their pet and have it grow with them, and it makes amazing. Lamazing says Jurassic Park type driving around with the animals in small vehicles. So maybe in the safari, yes, I like this idea. There's like all these animals that were previously extinct that are just kind of roaming around and being peaceful. Maybe not peaceful. Jurassic Park got pretty chaotic. Goes south quick, I would say. So the safari is teeming and is filled with all sorts of beautiful animals and monsters, and makes for a good leisure, a good sightseeing type adventure until something goes wrong. Alright, the safari is filled with all sorts of beautiful animals and monsters and makes for a good sightseeing. Let's add an S there. Makes for a good sightseeing type adventure until something goes horribly wrong, much like in Jurassic Park. I love that idea. Throwing Jurassic Park into Dungeons and Dragons, I've never done. There are dinosaurs in Dungeons and Dragons, so if you ever want to add them to your game, please do. They're awesome. Lamazing also throws out Fantastic Beasts. Fantastic Beasts is a continuation of the Harry Potter movies. That's all I'm going to say about that. They're kind of boring. Riz says, so the Sanctuary, when the party's done with the quest on the island, the magician in the party could learn a magic or two. Yes, obviously. That is part of being a wizard, is to learn some magic. That is like the goal of all wizards. So in the Sanctuary, maybe the wizard finds a book that has a spell that they had not previously had in their repertoire of spells, which is a fun thing about being a wizard, is you can just add however many you want and pick and choose every single day, unlike a sorcerer who has a set list of spells. I love that idea. On YouTube, we have Sour Power says, what about that? Literally a door that is a portal carried around and is unwieldy, but it can always take you back to your hideout. So it's something you can't exactly take with you in the dungeon. Okay, but you can use it as a device to store your riches or something like that. That is nonchalantly disguised as an unwieldy door in the back of the cart. Oh, kind of like Monsters, Inc. I like that idea. Collecting fur from a specific bear in the safari, that if you can get it in noticed by the bear, it'll turn to gold. If you can get it in noticed by a bear, it'll turn to gold. So if you get the bear... So the bear itself can turn to gold? Can you elaborate on that? That actually sounds pretty cool. I like the idea of an animal's self-defense mechanism is to turn to gold, which actually wouldn't be a very good self-defense mechanism because, as we all know, gold is soft. Riz says, Safari. All of the animals are gone. Rumors said there is one alpha creature that is supposedly not inside the Safari zone. Wiped out all the animals / monsters. Yes. This is what I'm going to say. The previously well-populated Safari is now barren. Some observers have noticed that the alpha monster that roams the safari may have wiped out the other populations of monsters / animals. Great idea. I love it. I'm going to expand this so it looks better. Because I am the Batman, because I'm Batman 2001. I love how this is for Dungeons and Dragons, but there's not one dungeon nor dragon in sight on this page. Yes! And that's because they're cliche. No, I love dragons and I love dungeons. Technically, we did talk about a possible dungeon, 2 possible dungeons on the island of the how did I say that? Flammican? The Flammican, the flamingo / toucan, was from a secret lab on the island, which could potentially be the dungeon of a mad wizard. So that's pretty cool. And then, because I'm Batman, yes, but if you would like to add a dungeon or dragon, let's think of one for one of these places. Because I'm Batman says, imagine they had a list of all the monsters and places in the title. That would be an endless list. Yes, that would be absolutely endless because, fortunately for us, Dungeons & Dragons is played in the theater of the mind. Well, mostly played in the theater of the mind. And imagination is limitless. Imagination. If anybody has that beautiful gif from SpongeBob, if you ever want to make me smile, send me a gif from SpongeBob. That will cheer me up anytime, any place. I was a SpongeBob fan and continue to this day. Will stand by it. Well, I don't watch like the newer stuff, but maybe I should. I don't know. We'll get back to it. Let's see here. You want to move on? We want to make the next thing is a meadow/farmland quest. Now, farmlands, usually when they're messes with the what is that? The money. It messes with the economy of the land, right? Because if a farm is destroyed in a medieval style fantasy, the farm is like it's like the main way to feed the people, and if food is not being produced, then there's a big problem there, and famine happens, and it was a big deal back then, and you could do with that what you pleased. Lamazing says, what if there were flowers in the meadow that were all able to move as they wished and turned into arrows or directions for the players? Oh, interesting. So I'll put, I love this idea. Flowers. Oh, gotta come back over here. Help guide the party. We'll call them clairvoyant flowers. Oopsie. Whoopsie doopsie. Oopsie doopsie. Better fix that. Oh boy, I don't know how to spell clairvoyant. Somebody please help me on that. Oh my goodness. Clairvoyant flowers help guide the party. Oh, thank you, Lamazing. You truly are Lamazing. Clairvoyant. C-L-A-I-R. I put a Y. Why couldn't it be Y? I like Y. There's the Y. Alright, I guess I'll take it. Clairvoyant flowers help guide the party to the direction they need to go. Let's see. Lamazing had added, but you don't know what they're pointing you towards. But if you don't know, if you are not proficient in nature knowledge, oh, I don't know how to spell knowledge. You don't know what they are pointing you to. Oh, I got some feedback kicking out my speakers. That's always fun. Ah, yes, I see. They look sweet and innocent, but they point you to something bad. Okay. Could be bad. We're going to hop over to YouTube, and I'll get back to you, Batman, in a second. I'm going to call you Adam West for now. Holy smokes, that's a lot of reading. I don't like reading. I like talking. I'm a talker. We'll read anyway. You have to sneak up on the bear. So back to the golden bear thing. You have to sneak up on it. And then you can take the fur that you shave off of the bear to a special weaver that can turn your thread into gold, but it's under the condition that the bear does not notice you taking its fur. Wow, that is difficult. Have you ever tried to take fur from a bear? I haven't. I hear it's hard. All of a sudden, a farmer's stock of corn just began talking and complaining about the farmers, and he doesn't like it. Oh man, I'd be pissed too. I was like, what? I just spent all this time plowing this field. Hello, Edu Monaz. I don't know how to. I probably butchered that name. Welcome to the live Instagram. But I am currently, if you do not know, I'm currently on Twitch. There is a link to it in my bio. You can go ahead and join there and chit chat with us and help us come up with some ideas. And you'll also be able to see my spreadsheet that I'm working on with everybody. And we're making some pretty cool stuff here if you want to read up on what we've come up with. But back to what Sour Power was saying. You can so there's this bear, you sneak up on it, you cut off its fur, and its fur turns into gold, and you could take that gold to somebody I like to call Rumpelstiltskin, and he can turn that beautiful bear fur into gold. Sounds like a headache. But also would be a fun little mini quest. So we're going to throw that in the forest section. Or where else will we throw that? We got forest, safari, meadow, farmland, desert, island, lake. Forest makes the most sense, right? It'll be called the Gold Bear. So there's a party comes across. CROSS. The mysterious gold. I'm gonna put these in quotations. Gold bear. It's kind of like the goose that pooped a gold egg, right? So the gold bear. I use seemingly a lot and I try to avoid it, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Looks black, but if you can take some of its fur without it noticing, nice quest for the rogue. Pickpocketing a bear's own fur and take your little shears over there and cut off its fur. Gold bear, it seemingly looks black, but if you can take some of its fur without it noticing, the fur turns to gold. Excellent idea. Thank you, Sour Power, for that. He also says, with the dragon from Rick and Morty, which dragon? There have been several in that one episode at least. All of a sudden, there's a farmer stock. Oh yes, the corn. I definitely want to add that to the meadow/farmland. A farmer grows a crop of corn, a crap load of crops. Kern. After a while, some of the corn becomes anthropomorphic. Back to that word. Let's just say awakened. Bam. That when you're bad at spelling, you got to be creative, okay? Comes awakened and starts mocking the farmer, and the farmer is not happy. Hilarious. That is definitely something you can add into your campaign as a good joke thing. Get your like a farmer reaches out to the local quest board and says, "Help! My corn is making fun of me." Your players are like, "What the heck?" And they go and they check it out, and the farmer's like, "Yeah, I grew this corn, but it's not ready to harvest, and I want to harvest it because it keeps making fun of me. Do something about it. I need a druid to help me talk to the corn and convince I'm not a jerk." The darn corn is constantly throwing out ad hominems and saying things about the poor farmer. All he's doing is trying to make a living. Am I right? Hitting some real personal insults on the farmy. Yes. Very rude. So, Cause I'm Batman says, I was being sarcastic. I run a campaign and I've never had them confront a dungeon or a dragon besides a tamed dragon turtle who was in the base of their pirate ship. Dragon turtles are sweet. I mentioned Avatar: The Last Airbender earlier. A dragon turtle is like one of the most knowledgeable things in Avatar: The Last Airbender, if you didn't know. And Aang actually talks to it and learns a secret technique only. Well, I guess not only avatars could use it, but at the time, only an avatar could potentially use. Lamazing says, I love the idea of a tamed dragon turtle. Yes, that is super epic. If you get into maybe a ship fight between other ships and stuff out on the open sea, and they don't know that your ship has a tamed dragon turtle attached to the bottom of it, they're going to be in for a surprise. Cause I'm Batman says, it was a great time. Her name was Bessie. Of course, Bessie is a perfect name for a dragon turtle. And my party learned how to ride her as a mount/ship. That is so epic. So epic. Call my kern. The farmer is reaching out. Call my kern, please. Yes. Let's try to think of one more for desert and lake, and we'll try to wrap this up. It's been a good time so far. Let's see. Desert has been a hard one, right? Desert. I do like the idea of the party running into a landmine-like field that has underground cactuses that explode poison needles everywhere when stepped on. I think that is a pretty cool thing. See, what else is there in the desert? The desert is filled with lizards, snakes. The thing about the desert is pretty barren, right? So how do you make fun things? I know of a friend of mine that has a campaign, and in the campaign they have they are in another plane where they're in a desert, and the desert sand is actually flakes of gold. So gold as far as the eye can see, but it's a desert, a gross, disgusting desert that you could potentially die around every corner. But as far as this goes, I am getting tired. It has been a blast hanging out with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and save this. And I know I said I'd go till 9, but this is my first stream. Cut me some slack. Thank you so much for everybody who showed up. Helped me make all these beautiful, beautiful things. Cause I'm Batman says they misread the desert sign and it was actually spelt dessert. Yes. So I love that. It's a giant creme brulee. The desert. The party misreads the desert sign. Or it might be misspelt. And comes and finds an inn that sells amazing desserts. That is a fun little twist for your party. Ah, yes, the desert is nearby. The desert we are looking for. Wait a second. Maybe it's like it's themed like Hansel and Gretel, where it's a inn made of gingerbread. And maybe there's a hag inside that's trying to turn the party into candy so that she can eat them, maybe. Who knows? What a beautiful, beautiful quest idea. Thank you, because I'm Batman. Appreciate your input. L'amazing, you've been l'amazing. Sour Power, love all the things. Sour Power wanted to add to the farmer idea, which is a watermelon doing cat calls. What would a watermelon say in a cat call? Hey baby, you looking juicy. Or it's kind of rude, but it is a cat call, and you expect very little of anthropomorphic fruit that is cat calling someone. Maybe the watermelon doing a cat call might say, Hey baby, you got some nice rind on there. I'm just gonna stop there. I'm not a watermelon doing cat calls, okay? And it's hard to role play it. If you could role play that, you're a much better dungeon master than me. It's not hard, not hard. Want to see my seeds? Oh goodness. Anyway. This has been fun. This has been a good time. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you coming along. I need to figure out a way to get my music to play continuously without stopping. Hopefully that sounds pretty good. I can't hear it. I don't know. I'm jumping all over the place. But in the future, I might play some games on here. I might do this again. This has been really fun. It's really useful. Look at all the stuff we've done. We made so much in such a little time. Think of all the different questions you can send your party on if you take it. You did good, pig. You did good. Check out these melons. We're just gonna stay on the subject of the cat calling watermelon. Thank you, Sour Power, for creating such a fantastic topic. I appreciate all the support, you guys. Honestly, this has been a dream come true to even have my Instagram doing as well as it is. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Torrin Matthews is laughing about the watermelon comment, I'm assuming. I'm hoping. Maybe he's not. Hopefully he's not laughing at my face. Thank you for the heart. I will continue making stuff like this in the future if you guys like it. I plan on posting this on YouTube for anybody to watch. Appreciate you guys coming out, saying what you've said. Like I've said earlier, this has been a dream come true to even have my Instagram do as good as it is. Thank you. I will 100% keep posting. And I hope to turn this into a profession one day. We just got to figure out what it is, right? With the help of maybe Twitch and stuff, and eventually getting enough people on board that we can keep making more awesome stuff, helping you guys become better dungeon masters, helping me become a better dungeon master, helping everybody run more fun games in crazy, crazy world we live in now. The best thing we can do is escape to our fantasy world, right? That's as nerds, it's what we do best. And thank you so much, because I'm Batman, for all the support. Love it. Says I really love your Instagram page. Have yourself a great night. You as well. Until next time, right, everybody? We will see you, and we'll maybe talk about doing this next Wednesday. I don't know, whatever it is. But have a good night. Appreciate you for being here.